Hey everyone, this is our Superfish Qubiq 30, and I've seen that there's been some common issues with these with leaking. We had the exact same issue, but I thought I'd just do a quick video just to show you what the actual problem is. So basically we got this a couple of months back. We set it all up, heater as a tropical tank, put all our fish in it, and then about, I don't know, a week later it started collecting all the water underneath. In fact, you can probably see some now because it started happening again. So we noticed it was leaking and we quickly tore it all down, took it to bits. We put all our fish in our 35-litre tank over here. Just got some lovely honey gouramis in there and some harlequin resbora and look at them, lovely. And we took the tank back to the shop, and they did a test on it. They did a leak test on it. They couldn't find any leaks, nowhere in the silicone. They couldn't find any weak spots, and basically it wasn't leaking for them. They had it for quite a few days. So we got it back. We thought, okay, we'll give it another go. We set it up, but we set it up just as a cold water tank. So we were going to put some cold water fish in it, but we never got round to it. So we had that cycling for about a month just to see if anything would happen, and it didn't leak at all as a cold water tank. There was no water coming out of it. The filter was on all the time. It was absolutely fine. The water level might have been a little bit lower than what it was now, but it's actually currently on its mark that they've put it at, that they've recommended. I'll get back in focus. So yeah, so we set up as a cold water tank, and then our fire mouths had fry. They bred and they had fry in our 250-litre tank. So we needed a nursery tank, so we put a heater in this one and decided we'll put the fry in here. So they're in there at the moment, heater's on. And then literally today I've just noticed it's leaking again, which we can probably just about, you can see the water line under there. And it was all round underneath. That's the only thing happened. So I thought, okay, so we got to figure out what this is, because it wasn't leaking before, only had it set up as a cold water tank. So I've investigated and found where the water was coming from. So on this like plasticky bit here, we've got this, obviously the glass goes in there and it goes around the glass. But I was noticing that the water was actually dripping inside there, and then it was coming out of this gap here, and that's on both sides, around the other side as well, and it was all collecting in there, and it was quite a lot. So I was thinking, okay, so what's that going to be? So I moved the filter. Let me just go over there. So the filter's normally here. I moved the filter over here and noticed that leak coming out here had stopped. It wasn't leaking there anymore. Okay, so I figured it must be something to do with the filter. So I've now moved the filter over here so I can get a bit of a better view. So that light is really annoying because it just blinds you every time you lift it up. Let's turn that off. Should I turn that off? There we go, I made it a bit dimmer. So what seems to be happening is where the filter is in the corner, okay, it seems to be creating some kind, it seems to be rising the water level. I don't know if you can see that. I'll get this focus a bit better. It seems to be rising the water level just where the filter is, and it's just enough that it comes up and hits this tab, and then what I think is there's some kind of capillary action going on, and then it's coming out at the bottom of this tab and leaking from there. Because if I push that, look, you see you've got quite a lot of water in there. I know that's probably not in focus. See, there you are. I think that's constantly vibrating. Now that's happening both sides as well. So that's happening, there you are, look, you can see here, look. That's happening on this side too. And that's doing that on its own. But when that is in its plastic notches through it down here, it's hidden, you can't see it. Okay? So I haven't, that's what I think it is. I don't really have any concerns with the base, to be honest with you. I think it's got plenty of support. I'm not worried about it. Others will be, but you know, whatever. You can actually see on, yeah, so you can actually see. So the water level is here. Yeah, but when it comes over here, it rises. See it there? I don't know if you can just about see that. That water level is rising right up to the rim of the tank. Now, I haven't tried taking water out yet because I've only just noticed that it started happening again. So we could probably take a little bit of water out and see if that stops that from doing that. The other thing we can do, which is probably what I'm going to do, is what I did with this tank. So with this Fluval Flex, I took out, they normally have a back wall where the filter runs behind it. There's a pump and media and all that goes behind a wall. I took that out so I had more space for the fish. And I got one of these. And this is an Oazi filter. It's great. It's got magnets on them and all kind of jazz like that. It comes apart with magnets. And it's just perfect. I don't know if that's the smallest one they do. I think it might be. But I'll probably get another one of those. And I'll probably put it in there. Because at least that way, we haven't got this hang-on problem that is caused. I think the biggest thing is because it's in the corner. I think that's why it's happening. It's wedged right in that corner, and it's forcing the water up towards these tabs. But that's my take on it anyway. So yeah, I thought I'd just share that. Cheers.